Thanks for listening.
Hello. Welcome to Stories Podcast. I'm today's host, Kelsie Lee. Today's story is called Croc and Plover, an original story written for you by Daniel Hinds. Thanks. Enjoy the episode. Croc and Plover. Once upon a time, in ancient Egypt, there was a colossal crocodile named Mash. There were a lot of big, mean, and hungry crocs in the Nile River, but Mash was the biggest, the meanest, and by far the hungriest. He was nearly 30 feet long from teeth to tail, and his open mouth was like a garbage disposal, sucking in every fish and water bird and anything else that got too close. Mash was the terror of the Nile, but one day he came upon an enemy that even he couldn't chomp. A toothache! "Oh, my biters," he grumbled to himself, floating like a scaly green log with the current. "I must have gotten something sharp stuck in my teeth." He took in water and swished it around, but it didn't help at all. "It must have been all those fish I ate back by the docks, or maybe that big bird, or maybe that fisherman." He stopped to groan as another aching pain spread through the back corner of his mouth. "How do I fix it?" Mash moaned miserably. "Hey there, big guy," said a little bird. She was nearby, floating on a bit of broken branch. "You got some tooth trouble? I'd be happy to take a look for you." "What do I need with a little bird?" the big croc said. "How will you help? You going to tweet about it?" "My name is Plover," she said. "And I just thought if you had something stuck, well, I'm small enough to hop in your mouth and take a look. I could be like a little cave explorer, a spelunker but for teeth, a mouth lunker. That doesn't sound good, but you get the point." "Why would you help me?" Mash asked. Usually other animals were swimming away as fast as they could when they saw the croc coming, so this little bold bird was a bit confusing. "Well, I see you've got all kinds of chunks of food in there," said Plover. "They're just tiny crumbs to you, but they'd be a whole feast for me. I was thinking I could clean out the sharp bits and eat a little food you got stuck in there, and we both win." "Sure," said Mash. "Hop on in and take a look." "Wow, really? Here I go." Mash opened his mouth wider and wider, hovering just above the water. Plover flitted over and landed inside on one terrifying tooth. "Oh man, it's huge in here. It really is like a cave. Hello, whoa, 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 whoa. See, it echoes. Just kidding, that was me." Without any warning, Mash slammed shut his mouth, meaning to eat Plover as a little mid-morning snack. The bird was fast, though, and she managed to fly free just before the jaws slammed shut like a spring trap. "Hey, what was that? You almost chomped me! Is that how you treat someone who's trying to help you?" Mash roared and rolled in the water, sending up tidal waves of murky spray that spread across the Nile. "I don't need your help," Mash said. "Leave me alone, or next time I'll swallow you whole." "Wow," chirped Plover. "Someone woke up on the wrong side of the riverbed this morning." "My teeth hurt," roared the crocodile, so loud that fish for a mile downstream heard and swam off to hide. "Go see a dentist then," said the little bird, "and quit being such a mean brute." She flew off, leaving Mash to sulk alone. "Silly little bird, should have been breakfast," he grumbled. But maybe the idea about a dentist wasn't such a bad one. Mash knew that there was a dentist living with all the humans just a little while upriver. He had seen the big tooth on the sign when he was busy eating the fisherman. "I've never been to a dentist before," Mash said to himself. "Maybe it'll work." He swam upstream to the little town he had seen along the shores of the Nile. When he spied the hanging sign with a tooth on it, he climbed up on land, mouth opened wide so the dentist could see all his teeth. "My tooth hurts," he bellowed. "Send the dentist." The people in the town, not being able to speak crocodile, saw this. The biggest monster in the river, charging up the bank, his mouth open wide enough to eat a man whole, roaring at the top of his lungs. They took one look, and then the entire village erupted into chaos. Most people simply grabbed their kids and pets and ran. Others tried to get spears to prod Mash back into the river, but he simply shattered them with one swipe of his tail. "Why are you poking me? Send the dentist!" Hearing the croc give another mighty roar, the defenders threw down their shattered spears and ran away with the rest. "Wow, pretty rude," Mash said, making his way over to the dentist's house. Inside, he found the dentist hiding behind his table. Metal tools and other bits were scattered all over a fancy reclining chair. "Hey, Doc, I need to fix this tooth!" Hearing only growls and grunts, the dentist screamed and began throwing toothbrushes at the croc. "Back, you beast! Take this and that! Don't make me get the floss!" Mash caught all the brushes in his mouth and started to chew. They crunched down pretty easily, but didn't do much for the pain in his tooth. He gobbled them up and then ate the dentist's chair too, and started eating the samples. He probably would have eaten the dentist too, but the man snuck off while Mash was busy swallowing the last of the toothpaste. "Bah, dentists!" roared Mash, smashing through the dentist's wall and stomping back to the Nile. He slid into the cool river water and coughed up some brush bristles. "Some help he was!" Mash started floating back down the river. His tooth pain had been forgotten in all the commotion, but now it was back worse than ever. Every little moment seemed to trigger an earthquake of pain. "Looking a little green around the gills there, Croc," came a voice from the shore. Mash turned and saw a giant hippo wading into the water. "I don't have gills," snapped Mash. "Just an expression," said the hippo, swinging her tail. "It means you look sick." Mash grunted. Hippos were so big and strong, even he couldn't eat one, so they had kind of a careful friendship. "My teeth hurt," he grunted. "There's one way in back that seems like it's screaming its head off." "Well, you know how I clean my teeth," the hippo said, and then ducked underwater. Soon, a little cloud of fish was there. They swam all around her body and mouth and left her sparkling clean. Voila! "Whoa, let me try!" Mash sunk below the water and showed off his row of giant, craggy teeth. The fish scattered in every direction, leaving him floating alone in the water. "Bah!" he said, splashing the surface. "It didn't work." "I think you've eaten too many fish for them to be your friends," the hippo said. "Really, you've eaten too much of everything to have many friends left. I guess you'll just have to live with your toothache." She smiled and floated away down the river. She was so smug that Mash thought about biting her rump despite her size. But then another wave of tooth pain hit him, and he rolled over in the river, moaning. "Still hurting, huh, big guy?" The annoying little plover bird was back. "Nothing hurts quite like a toothache, am I right? Of course, that's just what I heard. I don't have any teeth myself. I'm all beak. Now, a beakache, that'll lay you right out. I once knew a vulture." "Will you please stop?" Mash moaned. "I've tried everything and nothing's worked. I just want to lay here and suffer in peace." "Well, you haven't tried everything," said Plover. "I think I could help you, but you might try to bite me. Again! Pretty rude if you ask me. Not that you asked me. No one really ever asks me, but still, I know they want to, so I make sure to say it first. What is it? I'm not sure, and frankly, I'm a little lost in my own sentence here." "Wait, you'd still help me?" Mash asked. "Sure, if you promise not to bite me. Your teeth are like the size of my body. Can you imagine being bit with a tooth that big? I mean, I can't. For a tooth to be the size of your body, the animal would have to be like as big as the whole Nile. But then where would it live? Where would we live? I guess I could stay with my cousin in Cairo." "I promise not to bite you," Mash said before the little bird could keep going. "Please, go ahead and take a look." He opened wide. Plover hopped onto one of his teeth and paused. "I'll go in, but if you bite me, I promise I'll get stuck in your throat and you'll be coughing feathers for days." "I won't bite," Mash said, keeping his mouth wide open. "Thanks, buddy," Plover said. "Oh man, lots in here. Bones, bones, teeth, more teeth. Is that a license plate? Just joking, just joking. Oh wait, It hurts here in the back corner?" "Yes, it hurts," Mash did his best to say. Looking, rummaging, having a snack, looking. Aha! The little bird spied a sharp bit of stone trapped between the croc's tooth and gums. "Hold still now. I'm going to get it." Plover yanked out the pebble, and Mash gave a warbling cry. His jaws started to snap shut in pain, and out of habit if we're being honest. And then Croc struggled to keep them open. One bite would end Plover, and yesterday Mash would have taken it, but today... Plover flew out safely, landing on a nearby log. Only then did Mash let his jaws snap shut. He plunged into the river and swished some water and rolled around, and then he surfaced with a splash and a smile. "It's better! You really did it!" "Told ya," said Plover, still chewing. "And you had basically a whole perch back there. Delicious. And even better than that, you didn't eat me. I thought it was like 50-50 that you'd just swallow me whole like a pill. Not that I've ever taken a pill before, but I watched a human do it once. They had a lot of boogers, so it was probably a booger pill, or maybe an anti-booger pill. Well, you get what I mean." "I get it," said Mash, finding Plover's ranting much more agreeable now that his mouth wasn't aching. "Maybe we can meet again tomorrow?" "Sure," said Plover. "It'll have to be early to mid-late morning, though, because I have an appointment to get my feathers cleaned, and I don't know." Plover kept talking, and Mash smiled. They were the first, but some say to this day, when the river is high and heavy, when the Comet is rich and the crocodiles gather, you'll still see plover birds hopping from mouth to mouth, busy little dentists in the sun-baked soil along the Nile's endless banks. The end.
Thanks for listening!